This president is calling my family, is calling me, is calling MAGA supporters enemy of America.
That's right.
I am the daughter of a Cuban political prisoner who fought for freedom, who fought against authoritarian and dictators. He sounds just like Fidel Castro did. Fidel Castro would target the enemies of his government and try to take them down. This is exactly what we're seeing with Joe Biden. He should be ashamed of himself. No American should be called a Nazi or be called an enemy of the state.
Yeah.
Those of us who love this country, and I have spent my whole life defending freedom in America.
As I think it was President Reagan said, we're from the government. We're here to help.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
We're from the government. We're here to help.
Being woke is easy when it was just a call to defund the police or end capitalism, right? It's a little different when your fellow ideologues start cheering for your beheading. And here's a question. This next video, does this look like London to you? The pro-Hamas protests making for a very interesting political moment at Harvard. A university recently ranked the worst school for free speech in America. What would Harvard do in a moment like this, we all wondered? A school that will expel you for using the wrong pronoun and making a pink-haired trans girl cry. Well, in this moment, Harvard just miraculously transformed into free speech absolution. Apparently at Harvard, there's nothing offensive at all, even though everything's offensive at Harvard. There's nothing offensive at all about celebrating the murder of 1,000 people, including a whole bunch of kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and founder of Movimiento Viva Mexico, Eduardo Verástegui.
Buenos días. Good morning. Good energy right here. So, dear friends, brothers and sisters in the fight for life, family, and freedom, it is an honor to stand before you today, not just as a Mexican, not just as a conservative, but as a fellow soldier in this great battle for our civilization. Today, we gather not just as citizens of our respective nations, but as one great family of patriots who understand a fundamental truth. If evil never rests, then neither can we. The good news is that common sense has won once again in the United States. President Trump has won for a 3rd time. Yes. President Trump is back. And after these 4 years, he should run again. 4 more years. 4 more years. There you go. I agree with you. We are living in a defining moment in history. This is not just another political cycle, not just another ideological struggle. What is at stake is the future of our nations, the future of our children, and the survival of Western civilization itself. A civilization built on truth, justice, and liberty. Yet today, those values are under attack like never before across many countries in our region. The enemies of freedom are advancing in Latin America. Communism, Marxism, woke ideology, narco states, and globalist elites who seek to enslave our people. So I ask you, Are we going to let them take over the rest of the world? Of course not. Are we going to sit back and watch as our nations fall to corruption, tyranny, and moral decay? Of course no. We are going to fight, and that's why I'm going to join the Elon Musk and President Trump's movement. My heart goes out to all of you. Fight, fight, fight. And that's why the work that CPAC is doing around the world is crucial. Because only when we fight together can we win. Thank you, Matt and Mercedes, for your leadership. And thank you for your invitation. And I'm happy to announce that CPAC Mexico will be taking place in Mexico City in September. Please follow our social media, CPAC Mexico on Instagram and X. Very soon, we will be sharing all the details of the event. I would love to see all of you there. I promise you, you will have the best time of your life. Great food, great margaritas with moderation. With moderation, it's okay. Freedom fighters, are you ready to keep fighting? Here is a call to action on 3 principles. Our fight will be grounded in 3 fundamental human rights: life, family, and freedom. The battle for life. The first battle we must fight is the battle to protect the culture of life. Because if we do not defend life, especially the lives of the most vulnerable, if we do not stand up for the most innocent, the most defenseless, then sooner or later we will destroy each other. We will kill each other. As Mother Teresa said, the greatest destroyer of peace today is abortion, because it is a war against the child, a direct killing of the innocent child, murdered by the mother herself. Today, in many parts of the world, being pro-life is seen as an act of rebellion. They call us radicals for saying something as basic as every human being has the right to be born. Can you believe that? But I ask you, who are the radicals? Who are the real radicals? Radicals are those who advocate for the killing of babies in the womb, even at 9 months of pregnancy, and in some cases, even after birth. Who are the radicals? Well, that is not just radical, that is evil. They tell us abortion is a right, when in reality, it is the greatest genocide of our time. They tell us euthanasia is an act of compassion, when in truth, real compassion is protecting every human life, because every human life matters. But we will not remain silent, because evil triumphs when good people remain silent. And when good people remain silent, they're not good people anymore, because they are part of the problem. We will continue to expose this culture of death and promote a culture of life, because a nation that kills its own children has no future. The second front of our fight is the defense of the family. The family is the foundation of society. It's the first government, the first church, and the first school. And that is why the enemies of freedom want to destroy it. They seek to impose ideologies that confuse our children, strip away their innocence, and attack marriage and motherhood. Because a country without strong families is a weak country, very easily manipulated and controlled. We will defend God's design for the family and protect the innocence of our children. Finally, we will defend freedom. We live in an era where those who speak the truth are persecuted, where censorship and political oppression have become the tools of tyrants. We have seen how they try to silence pro-life leaders, silence priests who preach God's word, silence ordinary citizens who simply want to live in peace. Freedom is a gift from God, and no government has the right to take it away from us. We will also follow the principles of freedom to grow our economies, lift our brothers and sisters out of poverty, and build a strong middle class. In Latin America, we have seen how socialism makes the majority of the population very poor. These people love poverty that they multiply it. They love so much poverty that they end up multiplying it. Socialism is a cancer. It destroys everything that it touches. Right now in Mexico, we have a socialist government. Mexico is becoming like Venezuela, Cuba, or Nicaragua. If we don't react soon, tomorrow is going to be too late. And for all these reasons, I'm here. I joined the fight for freedom many years ago when I was working in Hollywood as an actor. I made a promise to God that I will never use my talents again to do anything that will offend my faith, my family, or my Latino culture. And after I made that promise, I ended up not working for 4 years. Be careful what you promise. So I opened a production company and I became a film producer. We started with Bella, Little Boy, Sound of Freedom, Cabrini, and in December, the new one, The Massacre of the Holy Innocents. I'm not a politician. I'm an actor, a filmmaker, and a human rights activist. But I learned that in politics, there is no empty seats. There's always someone occupying those spaces, making decisions that will change the destiny of our nation. If not forever, then at least for a long time. And those decisions will affect our families for good or for bad. So after our movie Sound of Freedom was released, my eyes were open on many fronts. And I made a promise to God that I would not rest until we eradicate human trafficking, child trafficking, end abortion, and protect our Christian values. But I knew I had to start in my country. That's why in 2023, I wanted to run for president of Mexico as an independent candidate. But the system wasn't built for outsiders. The same corrupt politicians blocked me from competing in the 2024 elections. They were afraid of outsiders. In Mexico right now, there is no real opposition. There is opposition. The majority of the Mexican people do not have political representation. And the majority of Mexicans are tired of corruption, tired of lies, tired of politicians who serve the cartels instead of the people. And that's why it is so important to continue the fight for freedom. We will never stop. We will never give up. We will give our lives for this mission. It's not about us. It's about using our talents to make this world a better place. It is about glorifying God in everything that we do. It's about fighting for something bigger than yourself, bigger than ourselves. Remember this one. Man gives the battle, but only God gives the victory. Man gives the battle, but only God gives the victory. But I have hope. I have faith, and I know that very soon everything will change in Mexico. Very soon we will receive official approval from Mexico's Electoral Institute to begin building a new conservative political party. I am proud to announce that very soon Movimiento Nacional Viva México will officially be underway. And Viva México is not going to be just another political party. This will be the largest movement to free Mexico from socialism, communism, the radical left, woke ideology, and the corrupt globalist. Because Mexico is ready. Enough is enough. We don't want the same anymore. It's time to change. For too long, our country has been ruled by criminals in government working hand in hand with the cartels. Even President Trump recently recognized that Mexico has become a narco state. But I have a message for the corrupt leaders of Mexico. Your time is up. I know this fight will not be easy. The establishment will come after us, threaten us, but they won't stop us. Because we know this is not just a political or cultural battle. It is essentially a spiritual battle, and we are ready to fight. We are not alone. God plus one is an army, and we are more than one. We are more than one. We are the majority. If God is with us, who can be against us? Nobody. Because I believe that with courage, determination, and God's help, we will rescue our nation. We will defeat corruption. We will defend our families, our faith, and our freedom. So let me say this loud and clear. God willing, with the Viva Mexico movement, we will make Mexico free again. We will make Mexico safer again. We will make Mexico healthy again. We will make Mexico pro-life again. We will be working really hard so we can make Mexico godly again. And we will make Mexico great again. And we will do this together, because together we're stronger. We are not just neighbors, we are brothers and sisters. What happens? What happens when the good people of Mexico work with the good people of the United States? What is the result? Sound of freedom. A movement that is designed to end child trafficking in the world. Good things happen. Now, what happens when the bad people of the United States work with the bad people of Mexico? When they work together, what is the result? Fentanyl, drugs, human trafficking, child trafficking, illegal guns, terrorism. The USA is the #1 consumer of child sex in the world, the #1 consumer of drugs, the #1 consumer of child pornography, and Mexico, the #1 provider of all three. So I want to stop here for a second. We have done a lot of harm to each other. And we can't move forward without first forgiving each other. I believe in the power of forgiveness. So I want to start this movement of forgiveness here in Washington, D.C., and I pray that God will heal the wounds. So on behalf of Mexico, I want to apologize for all the harm Mexico has done to the United States. And the United States needs to apologize to Mexico for all the harm they have done to Mexico. And after this breach of forgiveness, then we need to make sure that the good people of both nations work together and through bilateral efforts eradicate as much as we can all of the bad things that we have done to each other and focus on all the good things that we have done to each other. Capitalize on all the positive. Then we will be unstoppable. Together as brothers and sisters. When the United States and Mexico stand together, our nations are safer. Our border is safer. Together, we will make Mexico and the United States great again, and we will make the Americas great again. God bless Mexico, God bless America, God bless the world. ¡Viva Estados Unidos! ¡Viva México! Y que viva la Virgen de Guadalupe! Thank you very much. God bless you.